Hey Conference USA fans, I'm Nicole Cartier and welcome to Hyphen Nation, connecting you to Conference USA this week. Conference USA schools added a couple more national awards to their resume this week in football and men's soccer. Marshall's Vinnie Curry earned the Bronco Nagurski National Defensive Player of the Week honor. Curry made 9 tackles, including 4 tackles for losses, along with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery in the Thundering Herds' 24-20 victory over Rice. With 3:31 remaining, Curry's strip of Rice running back Sam McGuffey set up the Herd offense at the Rice 23-yard line. Marshall scored the game-winning touchdown 5 plays later. In men's soccer, Memphis's Mark Shared was named NSCAA National Player of the Week. Shared recorded back-to-back hat tricks in Memphis's games last week, a 5-0 win over Nebraska Omaha and 3-0 win at Tulsa. The sophomore forward attempted 14 shots, placing 10 on frame, en route to scoring 6 goals in the 2 contests. And you may have heard the news, Conference USA and the Mountain West Conference are joining forces to form one large football association. Here is CUSA Commissioner Britton Bonoski and Mountain West Commissioner Craig Thompson.
As we evolved here in our conversations, we really realized that college athletics is changing so fast and such a rapid pace, and if we're not quick to adapt to the change, we might lose some positioning. And so I'm very pleased that we were able to complete, the conversations and get us to this point. Excited about the future, really for a lot of reasons. This is a structure that certainly creates all kinds of fun, competitive opportunities. I'm unaware of a structure that's ever been put together like this, and the idea that we could have 5 time zones of football going on under one league structure is really, truly exciting and innovative. Long-term idea here, I think, is that we clearly have a champion among the 22 members right now, and it could be more, that is created from a championship game event. And so whether we're able to pull that off in divisional play next year, I think is a question, but that is the long-term objective. I tell you that the schools that we're talking about have made significant investments in their football over time, facilities. They're here, and they're not going anywhere. And a champion out of a group of universities like this is a worthy champion from my perspective. I don't know what you have to say, Craig.
Well, I think the same thing. There's certainly the Boise States and Hawaii's have played in BCS bowl games, have sold tens of thousands of tickets, have marketed them well, purported themselves as a true champion of those leagues. And so I think kind of what Britton said, we don't know what the system is ultimately going to look like and whatever form that might take. We're trying to present an opportunity, Dennis, for our people to participate at the highest levels of postseason football, whatever form that takes.
This is about a structure that can endure for a long time, that can create fun and exciting playing opportunities and competitive opportunities, that can, pit teams against each other that might not all otherwise play, and put us into a situation that creates some excitement for our fans.
For more information and the entire press conference from both commissioners, visit conferenceusa.com. The Houston Cougar family lost a beloved coach last year as swimming head coach Mark Taylor passed away unexpectedly. As the swimming and diving program will always remember his legacy, they also welcome a new head coach to the family. Right now we meet Augie Busch, head coach of the Houston swim team.
My name's Augie Busch, and I'm the head swim coach here at the University of Houston. I got involved in swimming at a very early age. My dad was a college coach for over 30 years, and my first home was at a swim and tennis club. I literally could swim before I could walk. So swimming, my dad coached for probably 40-some years, so swimming is kind of ingrained in my blood. Our whole family, did it as kids. I swam, through high school. I chose another sport in college. But swimming is just kind of the Busch family background. Well, he's had all the influence in the world on me. I learned so much from my dad just by watching him operate on a daily basis. I coached under him for 8 years before I got this job. But my dad is considered, kind of a legendary coach. He's a national championship coach. He's a multi-NCAA Coach of the Year. He's been an Olympic coach many times over. He's still, I mean, the post he holds right now is probably the highest position in the United States swimming. So he's had all sorts of influence, and it's great that I can still call upon him as an incredible resource with incredible knowledge that a lot of people don't have access to. So he's just been incredibly influential in my career. I think I always had a good grasp of the sport and the technique, all the technique associated with the sport. But being at Arizona, not just under my dad, but the other assistant coaches, I mean, we really were widely known as one of the best, if not the best staff in the country. It means the world for me to, I mean, this is my first head coaching job, so I'll never forget this. I just addressed the team a couple weeks ago in our first team meeting for the first time, and that's just something you'll never forget as a head coach, standing up and kind of, you know, dishing out your philosophies and expectations for the program as the boss, as the head coach. So it has been, you know, it's been different going from, you know, an assistant job to a head coaching job, but I feel like I've worked my whole life for this. I feel like I've known what I wanted to do in terms of a career for a long, long time. And really, as soon as I started coaching, I knew that head coaching would really be best for my personality, because I consider myself a leader and I want to be seen as the person that people want to follow, that want to emulate, and who want to work hard for.
UAB Volleyball is off to one of its best conference starts in program history. They won their first 7 matches and currently sport a 7-2 CUSA record. While Coach Carrie Messersmith has led her team on the court this season, her husband Hal, who is also Director of Volleyball Operations, have been faced with one of life's most devastating obstacles.
Hal was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer back in late January. I think it was January 28th. It was interesting, last year when we went to Central Florida, he ended up having to leave our game. First, I mean, obviously that's never happened. Right. Was having problems with his stomach, just had some issues with his digestive system, and kind of let it off to, you know, I've just got some problems. And I think that was probably a clear sign that we didn't follow up on. Come January, and he didn't look well at Christmas time. We went to Fort Worth to spend time with my daughter and grandkids, and he didn't look well the whole time he was there. And we talked about we need to get him to the doctor, and of course he's just as stubborn like most men are. And the week before we finally took him into the hospital,